Wale wote ambao kuna buildings kwa CBD, tunatoa circular kesho. All those buildings must be painted in 90 days. In 90 days we must have a fresh coat of paint. Sisi tunafanya mambo ya mabarabara, nimepata hela na nashukuru rais. Hapa Jogoro tumeona kazi imeanza.
Bunge, this is BAV, this is Bunge Audio Visual. Welcome back. Yeah, so I think mali tumefika as a country, we need to do what you call house cleaning. And what do I mean by house cleaning? By house cleaning I mean in 2027. In 2027 is actually the year, the most anticipated year in the history of this country. In 2027, let it go down that Kenya will be the only country to elect competent leaders in all levels. In all levels. What do I mean by all levels? Now, what I'm trying to mean is that kutoka kwa MPs, MCS, senators, women rep, governor, mpaka kwa president tuko juu. Make sure mna elect leaders wako competent enough for those respective positions. Otherwise, at our mess. Look at a guy like Sakaja. That is a governor Nairobi County. Sakaja ametoa circular wase repaint buildings within a period of 90 days. How important is that? Is it that urgent? Is it aja to assume go that desperate? Unataka cling on to power. Unatafuta njia kukua njia wase kukumbuka. Is paint buildings, will that really make people remember your name? Do you think that is going to actually do you think that is actually a strategy to endear you to the electorates? Do you think that is the best strategy that you can ever put into action? Yenye unafikiria utafanya na utakuwa able brainwash na watu so that in 2027 ushinde the gubernatorial seat by landslide? Do you think that is the best idea you can ever put into place to ensure that the people of this lovely county remember your name? Sakaja, you can do better. Me, I know you can do better, but ni ujinga tu uko nayo, but you can always do better. And the reason as to why nasema is because why should you have colorful buildings in an insecure city? Why should you have colorful buildings in a city that has got poor roads? Why should you have colorful buildings in a city that is dirty? Why should you have colorful buildings in a city that has got poor drainage systems? Why should you have colorful buildings in a city that has got the highest number of unemployed youths? Why should you have colorful buildings in a city that is running so many what do you call unlawful activities? Why should you have colorful buildings in a city that has got a sewage passing within it in the name of Nairobi River? Why should you have colorful buildings in a city where people are stealing from each other, pickpocketing each other in broad daylight? Is there the need? Is there the need of having a colorful city that has got so much problems, that are so many unlawful activities running within it? Why should you have colorful buildings na kuna matakataka all over? Why should you have colorful buildings? Mvua imenyesha Nairobi, saa hii mvua inanyesha Nairobi. Kuna poor drainage systems, watu hawapiti na magari. Mtu akienda job asubuhi lazima akaushe kiatu. Why should you have colorful buildings yet kuna poor drainage systems? Why? Why should you have colorful buildings in such a situation? We need to prioritize our needs as leaders. We need to prioritize our needs so that tuna ensure that needs zingine ziko very very urgent zinakuwa addressed with urgency, zinakuwa dealt with the kind of urgency yenye watu wanataka. Right now in Nairobi as we're speaking, some of the major problems that are being experienced by people living within the Nairobi metropolitan ni insecurity, unemployment, poor infrastructure. Unaona? Hii vitu kama na hygiene. Those are the four major problems that affect Nairobi County. Sana hapo kwa unemployment hapo. We have got so many youths with so many degrees Watu wakana makaratasi wamekaa tu home wanagaza wanavuta tu bangi wakipiga chuma. Nothing more. Yet you are here, unatoa circular ku repaint buildings in Nairobi. Unatoa circular watu wa repaint buildings in Nairobi within a period of 90 days. I wish ungekuwa na the same energy ukisema watu wanafaa kufanya nini, watu wanafaa kusubmit CVs zao kwa various offices in town, in the county government. Kuna various positions, we need people to present their papers or to present their qualifications within a period of 90 days, and we've got a certain number of slots remaining or available. If you have a master's, drop your CV at a certain place as soon as possible. If you have a degree, you've done a graduate program and you've completed, drop your CV at a certain point in town as soon as possible. Next week, within 90 days, all of you guys, when you drop makaratasi, we will be in office. You see, we want to hear such kind of notices. These are the kind of statements that we would like to hear from a person that calls himself a governor. We don't want to hear that you're supposed to repaint the buildings. Now, how is repainting the building going to improve the economy of Nairobi County? Why should you have a colorful building with no offices inside? Why should you have colorful ghost buildings in town? Building iko very very colorful, lakini hakuna maofisi ndani, hakuna various state departments ndani. Why should you have colorful buildings na hazitumiki? Hata watu wako employed. Nobody is running these buildings. There are no activities that are actually running in these buildings. Ziko too colorful, but colorful for nothing. So it's good. We would rather have a dull building that is active. When you get in the building, you're getting so many services. Vitu mingi sana zinaendelea kwa ndani. We would rather have dull buildings, but ziko in a very very clean city. We would rather have dull buildings, but ziko in a city that kuna poor road networks, or rather clean streets. We would rather have dull buildings. Sorry, we would rather have dull buildings, lakini kuna security kwa hiyo city. There's no need to have a colorful building and kuna wizi kwa town. We need to address serious issues kwanza. Wachana na video kukala magorofa. The other day I saw SAKAJA anacheza tu guitar. And there is nothing better you can do as a governor. Okay, we know it's your talent. We know you like playing guitar. You like to play a guitar. But we never elected you into office to play for us guitars in events. We elected you into office to serve us as electorates. We elected you into office so that you can come up with those ideas that you had in mind, those wild dreams zenye ulikuwa nazo kama kijana, zenye ulikuwa unafikiria, when put into practice, they're actually going to impact the lives of the electorates. But it's so sad, the moment we elected you into office, you started coming up with Ponzi schemes. You started coming up with ideas that actually don't make sense to the people who elected you into that office. So my advice to Sakaja is that you can do better. You can do better. Coloring buildings in town won't really impact the lives of the members of the public, or rather the lives of the Nairobians. Coloring buildings won't really isn't a guarantee to employment, or rather to reduce the cases of unemployment in this particular country. Colorful buildings hazitapunguza the rate of insecurity in this particular country. Colorful buildings hazita prevent merge town iko flooded kukua flooded, you get. So those are some of the things you're supposed to be addressing. If I'm doing this, which kind of problem am I solving? I have come up with this particular strategy. To curb what? You cannot come up with something just because you cannot come up with an idea just because unafaa kuallocate pesa hapo ndo iende. Come up with an idea that is making sense, an idea that is going to solve problems, an idea that is going to impact other people's lives. So that at least waone unafanya vitu zina make sense. Na hiyo by the I think the only thing that is actually going to secure your ticket to your victory in the coming election, that is in 2027, is by performing exemplary. Nothing much. There is no secret to that. Ama unataka kuchukua kiti cha nguvu, This time always chukua cha nguvu. People are woke. People are seeing exactly what you are doing. So the best way, and it's not a secret, that's a fact. The best way to secure to secure victory in the coming election, that is in 2027, is to perform exemplary. Stand out as a leader. Do things that people can see. Yenyewe umsi amefanya kazi tangu aingie into office, amefanya kazi. Now we just want to see him rest. Let this guy rest. He has done something. Look at members of parliament like Peter Salasya, the member of parliament of Mumias, anafanya kazi mpaka watu wanamwambia hata apumzike, because they know this guy is actually doing a good job. Unaona? And he's doing a good job na watu wenyewe wanaona. Wanasemanga chema cha jiuza, kibaya cha jitembeza. You see? People like PK Salasya ni watu wenyewe highly likely kukuwa re-elected into those particular positions as a member of parliament, because they are working their ass off. Hawajakaa hapo kitako, wanataka kuweka kwa billboard kila mahali, ku create PR unnecessary. These guys are working their ass off. They are putting in the work day in, day out. You cannot compete with such a kind of a person. You cannot. Everybody wants to become a beast. Everybody wants to become kila mtu, but when it reaches the moment of doing whatever beasts do, hapo ndio kila mtu ananyamaza. That is the moment everybody goes silent, because you're afraid of taking responsibility. You're afraid of taking full charge as a governor. So, mjipange sawa. Ukiona cha mwenzako chanyolewa, chako kitie maji.